You are, right at this very moment, bleeding your most vital days and sacrificing your mental peace to buy dead objects that will be thrown away by people who do not care about you once your heart stops. Society defines success as a math equation. Whoever dies with the most toys wins. Let's correct that. Success, as you've been taught to measure it, is a mathematical fraud. It is a rigged casino. Consider this beautiful, twisted paradox. The people who hold the most power and wealth in our world are usually the ones terrified of losing it, imprisoned by the very gold they hoarded. You know this feeling. You do the math, you trade your unrecoverable finite hours, your youth, your peace of mind, for digits on a screen and metal in a driveway. And yet, the math never adds up. The void is never filled. You feel like an exile, working a shift in a factory you hate, to buy things you don't need, to impress people who don't care. The only serious philosophical question of the modern age isn't how to get rich. It's why we don't just stop playing this pathetic game. Listen closely, because I am about to tear down the illusion of ownership and give you the only formula for real wealth. But to understand how we fell into this trap, we have to look at the easy ways out, the false remedies we swallow to numb the pain of existence. The most common escape is what we might call the hustler's suicide. It's the blind acceptance of the modern grind. We feel the creeping dread of mortality. So we bury our heads in the spreadsheet. We convince ourselves that if we just hit that next income bracket, if we just get that promotion, the dread will stop. We create an artificial religion out of productivity. We let the system dictate our worth. But why do we do this? The philosopher Arthur Schopenhauer mapped out this mental torture perfectly. He observed that human life swings like a pendulum, backward and forward, between pain and boredom. When you don't have the object of your desire, you suffer from the lack of it. But the second you acquire it, the dopamine fades. The shiny new car becomes just a car. The mansion becomes just a house. And you are plunged straight into boredom, desperately looking for the next hit. We become dizzy in this cycle. We lose ourselves in the infinite, chasing an endless, unreachable number in a bank account. Or we lose ourselves in the finite, numbing ourselves with cheap consumerism, weekend after weekend, living on autopilot. To escape this dizziness, modern society offers a flawed lifeline: the myth of retirement. The idea that you should trade the best, most vital years of your physical existence, sacrificing your passions, your family, your very life force, for the promise that you might get to enjoy the scraps of your time when you are old and frail. It is an inverted trade-off. It is pure madness. We trade our most valuable, non-renewable currencies, time, health, and deep relationships, to buy cheap, mass-produced illusions. The Stoic philosopher Seneca saw right through this. He watched the elites of Rome, the wealthiest men in the empire, and realized a horrifying truth. They didn't own their wealth owned them. Seneca understood the core error in our psychological coding, the illusion of ownership. We act as if we are the masters of our domain. But nature is ruthless. You arrive with nothing, and you will leave with nothing. We are not owners of anything in this world. We are merely temporary renters. Now, realizing this, some people run to the opposite extreme. Let's call this the ascetic's suicide. They see that materialism is a trap, so they decide to sell everything, move to a cabin in the woods, and renounce the world. They think that by starving themselves of money, they are proving their freedom. But this is a logical maze. If you hate money so much that you must run away from it, money is still controlling your life. You are letting the fear of the trap dictate your existence. True freedom isn't running away from the game. So, what is the answer? If chasing wealth is a trap and running from it is cowardice, how do we survive? The answer lies in a radical reprogramming of your mind. You must shift from accumulation mode into purpose mode. Let me give you an image to burn into your mind. There is an ancient, enduring legend about Alexander the Great, a man who conquered the known world, hoarding more land, gold, and blood than any human before him. But as he lay on his deathbed, succumbing to a fever, he supposedly gave his generals a final, strange order. He demanded that when he was carried to his grave, his hands must be left hanging outside the coffin, open, and completely empty. Whether historical fact or pure allegory, the message is a brutal, piercing truth meant for you. The ultimate conqueror wanted the world to see that after a lifetime of grasping, seizing, and fighting, he could take absolutely nothing with him. This is the supremacy of the immeasurable, the true philosophical revolt. You don't need to burn your money or quit your job. The revolt happens in the mind. You can hold the gold, but you must look at it and know in your bones that it is just dirt. You engage with the world, but you strip away the desperate need to possess it. When you stop measuring your success by the weight of your pockets and start measuring it by the depth of your connections, the peace in your mind, and the experiences in your soul, you become incredibly dangerous. You become untouchable. A boss can threaten your salary, the market can crash, the repo man can take the car. But they cannot take your lucidity. They cannot take your purpose. You transition from the exhausting pressure of having to the untouchable fortress of being. Empty hands, but a completely full soul. Why is this shift so powerful? Because it removes the leverage the world has over you. When you no longer derive your identity from external objects, the anxiety of losing them evaporates. You stop being a slave to the opinions of people you despise. You reclaim your time, the only currency that actually matters. But does this philosophy hold up when the walls close in? It's easy to talk about being detached from wealth when things are going well. What happens when it's put to the ultimate test? Look at the life of Leo Tolstoy. By his late 40s, Tolstoy had achieved the peak of what society calls success. He was a global celebrity, recognized as one of the greatest authors in human history. He was an aristocrat. He had vast estates, immense wealth, a large family, and perfect physical health. He had accumulated everything a man could possibly grasp. And yet, the illusion collapsed. The horror of the inverted trade-off caught up to him. In his autobiographical work, A Confession, Tolstoy revealed a chilling reality. Standing at the absolute pinnacle of material success, he felt such a crushing, suffocating emptiness that he had to hide the hunting rifles in his house so he wouldn't shoot himself. He had to stop walking through his own luxurious estate because every time he saw a strong branch, he was tempted to hang himself. His hands were completely full, but his soul was rotting in the dark. The things he owned could not answer the only question that mattered. Why am I here? Tolstoy survived, not by buying another estate, not by writing another bestseller. He survived by systematically destroying his attachment to his elite status. He abandoned the shallow materialism of his class. He found salvation in the simplest, most unquantifiable aspects of existence: faith, connection to the common man, and a desperate, beautiful search for inner truth. He realized that the peasants who worked his land, who owned absolutely nothing, possessed a wealth of spirit he had spent his whole life ignoring. This is the ultimate proof. The wealthiest men can be dragged to the edge of the abyss by their own possessions. Do not wait until you are staring at the ceiling in your final hours to realize you played the wrong game. Stop trading your irretrievable life for dead objects. Stop building a kingdom you are destined to leave behind. Let them have the status. Let them have the anxiety. Keep your hands empty and make your soul heavy.